Hello everyone, welcome to Easy Biology. The topic is about blood pressure. Blood pressure. So what is blood pressure is the pressure with which blood flows in blood vessels. So with how much pressure blood is flowing in blood vessels, it is called blood pressure, and this is measured depending upon the contraction of ventricles that is forced the blood into blood vessels. Okay, so this is measured depending upon, this pressure is created because of the contraction of ventricles to force the blood into blood vessels. Okay, as a result, in blood vessels there will be pressure, that is what we call as blood pressure. So generally the doctors measure the blood pressure with the help of an instrument called sphygmomanometer. Doctors measure the blood pressure. It is measured above the arm. Usually blood pressure is measured above the arm. The normal blood pressure of a healthy young adult is 120/80. So how this systolic pressure, actually 120 is called systolic pressure, numerator 120 is called systolic pressure and denominator 80 is called diastolic pressure. Systolic pressure, diastolic pressure. And how this develops means systolic pressure occurred when the ventricles contract and force the blood into blood vessels, then the reading is 120. And when the ventricles are in relaxed position, then they are filled with some pressure, okay, with some blood pressure the ventricles are filled, then the reading is 80, it is diastolic pressure. And this 120/80 is the normal blood pressure of a healthy person. And if a person is having more than normal blood pressure, usually at rest, that condition is called hypertension. So when a person is at rest, if then also the person's blood pressure is more than 120/80, it is called hypertension, also called high BP. What is the reason for this is, it is because of alcohol consumption, overweight, alcohol consumption, continuous stress and strain. Because of all these reasons, high BP occurs to a person. And of course this BP also fluctuated when we are doing vigorous exercise, during walking, running or exercise, then also the BP will be altered. Okay, so this is about the blood pressure, and we will discuss about another topic, blood coagulation. Blood coagulation. Coagulation is nothing but clotting. Okay, coagulation is nothing but blood clotting. Generally, when we met with an injury, the blood will clot within 3 to 6 minutes. Formed in the form of a reddish material at the site of injury. And what is the process involved in blood coagulation is, in our blood contains cells called thrombocytes. How red blood cells, white blood cells are there? There are blood platelets, they are also called thrombocytes. These involve in helping blood clotting. How means, for example, when a person met with an injury, then these thrombocytes release an enzyme called thrombokinase. This thrombokinase converts a substance called prothrombin present in blood into thrombin. This thrombin converts fibrinogen, a substance which is in soluble state, in our blood, into fibrin, which is in insoluble state, and all the fibrin fibers entangle together at the site of injury. All the fibrin fibers entangle together and form clot. This is what we call as blood clot. But in some people it takes more time, more than 3 to 6 minutes. It is because of maybe due to the deficiency of vitamin K, also known as phylloquinone. Because of the deficiency of vitamin K, the blood clotting is delayed. And there are also other reasons, like if the child is suffering with a disease called hemophilia. Hemophilia is a genetic disorder which is related to blood when the marriage is occurred between the close relatives. The children suffered with hemophilia. And there is also another inherited blood disorder called thalassemia. Okay, so this is about the blood coagulation. We will discuss about another topic in next class.